Hi, guys. I'm going to cover a request that I missed a while back on the case of Amber Guyger and Jean Botham. Jean was, Botham Jean, sorry. He was killed at the age of 26 about 5 years ago in Dallas. He was sitting in his apartment eating ice cream, I believe on his sofa, watching football, when this neighbor of his that had been flirting with him, apparently, from what I understood from years back, 5 years ago, about when it happened, had been she'd been trying to flirt with him and he just wasn't interested. And I don't know if doesn't matter what his preferences were. But anyway, he wasn't interested. And so she had been kind of bothering him that way. Well, she claims that she was really tired, from what I remember, and made the mistake of thinking his door was hers and walked in, thought he, quote unquote, was an intruder and took his life. So if you can imagine just sitting there in your home or your wherever you live, in your flat, your apartment, and someone just comes through the door somehow. I don't know if it was unlocked or must have been. I don't know. Maybe he had left it open, but she went in and did that. And she only got 10 years. So I'm going to be looking at what her motives were. And this is what the request was. Pardon me, I have really bad allergies. So, and it's really windy here, makes it worse. So, what were Amber Guyger's motives? What were her true motives? Was it really a mistake? Or was this something out of anger or revenge? What, pardon my stomach, if you catch that, it is growling. Why and what were her motives? Now, Amber's birthday is August 9th. She's a Leo. And Botham's birthday was September 29th. And I think that may have even been his birthday, but no, maybe it was before his birthday. I'm not sure, but his birthday was in September, in the month that she um, took his life. So let's see. I would expect her to be a queen of swords or wands. And he would be a king of swords because he was a Libra. So those cards come up. I'm going to be looking at them as being those two. All right, let's see what we get. What was her motive? Her motive was death. And it's paired with instability, stormy, up and down emotions. There's the answer, short and to the point. I believe she wasn't stable. No kidding. And she couldn't control her emotions. Stormy waters, big ups, big downs. And she wanted something to end. And I think that was purely out of anger. But let's see. She thought she'd get away with it with that Seven of Swords. This is sneaking away. It can also be theft. But in her case, I think she thought she could cover her tracks. And it's paired with the Page of Pentacles, but she didn't really think it through. I think it was a very naive, ill, thought out notion that she would be able to get away with it. And if there was any accusation of theft, it would have been of something small, maybe. I'll just put that there because I didn't keep up with the case after I was so disgusted hearing her sentence. But I just like to share the extras just in case they make sense and I don't know and someone else does. But definitely sneaky. I feel like she knew what she was doing. I do feel like she knew what she was doing. And she thought she'd get away with it. And here's the risk. Yeah, this is she really thought she could just waltz in there and do that in broad daylight, if you will. I don't know if it was at night or not, but it's bold is the point. All right. So she wanted to take a big risk, and I think that it blew up in her face. And I do think that there is mentally something, and I'm saying more like a disorder, uh, like sociopath type of behavior. And she's behind bars now. And life's been a bit rough with her there. She's gone through a lot. Good. Very stressed. Angry too with all that fire. Look at all. That is the last wand in the minor arcana. That's the 10. And it's paired with surveying and watchfulness, alertness, almost like hypervigilance sometimes with the Page of Swords. So I believe she was watching him and she was really angry. I do. I can almost feel her like her eyes. Sometimes I'll get those little psychic flashes um, of just like looking at him and thinking, you know, getting revenge. There also could be a substance issue, but she's even if she was a teetotaler, it would to me also indicate, especially with where was that 9 of Wands here, that she could, I don't know, does she have some brain damage? I'm not trying to be cute, but I'm just saying there's something wrong with the way her brain is working, and there's delusions. Uh, and she probably was, it wouldn't surprise me, maybe using substances um, to deal with maybe insomnia, even nightmares, anxiety. People will use all kinds, alcohol, whatever. Um, so I'm getting the vibe of somebody that's very angry, that is watching him and feeling an intense, with the 10 of Wands, amount of anger at him, and maybe some sexual still also passion, uh, love hate perhaps. And we have this diluted way of um, thinking here. It's all over the place. And I don't think she mentally is very well. Um, Again, no excuse. But I think she knew exactly what she was doing and should have been able to stop herself, but she didn't want to and thought she could get away with it. And that's really the long and short of it. And she was angry. But she's also somebody that, even if she was stone cold sober, I think, or without any form of medication, would be out there. Just, a little off. Okay, let's see. I'll pull a few more. The tower. She didn't expect, I think, probably to get caught. She thought she could cover it up with the moon to keep it hidden or uncertain or just to blur the lines enough. Yeah. And I think the darker part of her nature was able to, without the pause or censor of our inhibition, was able to just to charge right along. And she had no control, not saying that she couldn't have used it, but she didn't, again, want to. And I feel like that's the dark part of her nature mentally snapping and taking over in that moment. Probably still, because it's always, I think, been there within her. But I think this was the perfect storm of a situation. Unfortunately for Botham, the devil, there's the little sociopath thing. Yeah, she had a thing for him. Here he is showing up in the reading. And I think she was pretty oppressive for him to have to deal with. She was obsessed. That's the other aspect. Obsessed, I think, is fantasizing with that Seven of Cups that I showed you earlier. And she's maybe under the influence of things, if nothing else than her own deluded fantasies. And that's whatever, it's enough. And she goes in there and thinks she's going to get away with it and makes a snap decision. And now there is withdrawal. There is, she is not active. She is pulled back with that card and justice. So I think she is trying now to serve her time, but keep up with trying to get an appeal. I do think that. And so I hope that everyone will put pressure on the court not uh, to grant that when she comes up for it. And it's just a shame. She should have another 20 years, as far as I'm concerned. All right, I've got an idea. I want to see what's going to happen with her after she gets out. She only has another 5 years for that 10-year term. That's so disgusting. That is not manslaughter. That is really proof that there's one law for some people, right? And you know what I mean, and another for others. He did not get justice like he should have. Although, she has been ordered to pay this family. I'm sure she probably does not have that. Um, Anyhow, let's see what's going to happen with Amber Guyger after she gets out of prison. What's her life going to be like? What is Amber Guyger's life going to be like, um, after she gets out of prison in maybe another 5 years, hopefully no sooner? Show me Amber Guyger's life after she is finished with her term. What will her life be like? Asking my guides. Well, I get the Knight of Cups, some kind of like an offer, and trying to make something, manipulate something, manifest, make it happen. Could be responding even to, I don't know, does she have a boyfriend or anything like that? Because sometimes that's a romantic card. But usually this is an offer of some kind. Hopefully this isn't like a parole thing. I think if it is, she's going to be trying to manipulate it. But we still get the the card of strength that she's going to have to endure, and she's not going to feel very happy about it, and she's numb. It also indicates that she needs better self-regulation, that she is disassociated. And that's probably why she could do that to him. So she's not showing to be any healthier, but it looks like while she's there, they're trying to get her to work through to self-regulate, which is what the strength card is about. And while you endure difficult or challenging circumstances, you don't choose poorly by being thoughtless or hasty or overly aggressive. But she doesn't have that grace. It shows that she's, as far as I'm concerned, disconnected from that compassion and connection that strength represents. And I also don't think that she's going to probably make any upcoming uh, what do you call? Oh, you know what I'm thinking. To get out early. That I don't think so. And I think that's why she's being shown having to endure and being numb about it. All right. That's that overly aggressive card, the person that can't that's going to get revenge at any, cost. They have to win. And they can't stand it. And they're willing to go over the top. They're ruthless. So that shows up with her too. And the passion, the fire, but enough forethought that she could have stopped herself, because though the Knight of Wands is very quick, he has, or they have, ability to use a bit of direction, some thought to, put into it. But often, to me, when I see this is somebody that knows what they're doing. It is, if it's going in a negative way, knows like this, knows what they're doing. They just don't care. They're going to do it. They're not going to try and stop themselves like most of us would, because they don't want to. And that's what's wrong with her. She should not, she's not somebody that can play well with others. If she gets mad at you, look out. We do get the aspect of things that have not come to fruition yet or haven't been revealed, and secrets with the high priestess as far as her life after. But we get that Nine of Cups that's kind of smarmy, kind of smug, and I don't care for all those cups again, especially after the Seven of Cups. Could this be some kind of resuming of behavior that could get her in trouble, like substances. I don't know. But there's some secrets come out in concern to a smugness, a kind of an attitude, like she's better than them. Page of Wands. I think she's going to make some news. And perhaps this would be with her release with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. But stormy stuff still is connected to her. And she will feel very isolated. I think she still has problems self-regulating, so it looks like she will be more of a hermit and keep to herself. Also, the storminess could be like the reception that she gets from society, and she's going to feel like hiding. Here is the pain, the heartache, the sorrow, the suffering that she's caused his family. And I believe her own family connections when she comes out, I don't know anything about that, but are people going to, some family extended, going to betray her in some fashion? I don't know. Or are things just going to be estranged with some of her own family members when she's out? I think there's a good likelihood. It can be both of those things at the same time. This is wanting attention for, uh, I think, doing something that gains recognition. Oh, I think she's going to try to maybe offer help or try to say that she's going to help others less fortunate in some fashion. I don't know why she's going to be wanting to, maybe to try and let people know she's not completely horrible. Uh, it's all the magician with her. And this is a group of people socializing or friends, and we get the Knight of Swords. So this is moving very quickly. And this could be hasty partying with friends. What is this? Again, I get that nod toward substance. And she will be, I think, there is the aspect of looking into the future, of looking ahead. And what does she get? The very slow moving card of the Knight of Pentacles. I think a job. And she might look at moving, maybe even, I don't know, outside of, further away, maybe even out of the country. Who knows? And work on slowly saving up on that. She gets the Ace of Wands. She's still got that fiery aspect because she is a Leo. And we get a plan, taking action to create a plan, I think, to move or go live somewhere and keep to herself, largely. But I think the problem for her is that she also likes attention, and especially as a Leo. Queen of Pentacles and Death. Well, if this is her, there's some kind of an ending, or an ending connected to a maternal-like person. I don't even know if her mother, what her family, who her family are they alive or not? I'm getting that with this end, there is some kind of negativity, corruption, or chaos, maybe possibly connected. I don't know if that's an N for Amber or who this female is. It could be Amber, but it could also be like a maternal figure. And there's some there's some deceit behind it. And there's looking, I think, into it or waiting to see if it gets looked into. What do we get with that? Those are weird cards. Having to walk away, leaving, and we have the card of counsel or authority. Is she trying to skip out on keeping in contact with authorities? Kind of looks like it. We get being pulled back with the Four of Swords. Possibly needing, or a man that might need health care. I'm wondering if these are parents or relatives that, I don't know, are somehow connected to her. But I'm seeing a couple of people that could have health issues and someone that might even pass connected to her. So I'll leave it right there. Her life is her energy's really bad. And she's a very disturbed person who shouldn't be out on the street now or ever. And I'll leave it there. If you appreciate true crime, which I also cover, and other readings like this, if you find it interesting, please give me a thumbs up and help me with my algorithm. I appreciate it. And I will get out more videos, readings to you as my health and my time and ability between what I got to do allow me. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.